Shalom. First off, give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakar. Give double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and women who follow. This is the brother Kratazar from the GMS Nebraska camp coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Uh, I have no idea what I'm calling this. Just, be aware that this is some of the most bugged out BS that I've seen in my 10-year hearing the truth. All right, which is 10 plus years, and this takes the cake. The combination of all the BS in this video, I could do a lesson 2-3 times a day, every day for the rest of the year. Lord's will, I don't touch this video again. All right, I can barely listen to 5 minutes at a time. All right, and no, I'm not putting the link in the description. If you want to, check out the Leave America Behind conference or anything like that, you got all the information right here. You go search it. I will not put this link in the description. You know what I'm saying? Lord's will, after this video gets buried somewhere in the nether regions of YouTube. All right. Like I said, it's just a lot of BS, a whole lot of BS that these people believe. All right. I was, kind of scrolling through TikTok, and I came across this lady's page. And you know, I'll just let this play real quick.
Yashara, I need to hear your opinion on what y'all think about this conference that just went down at my assembly, 7-Day Harvest. Shout out the Hebrew Descendants channel. Y'all check them out on YouTube. But yeah, so this past weekend, y'all must have been under a rock if y'all didn't know about this, because everybody's channel was streaming it on YouTube this weekend. So Ron Dalton did his conference this weekend, promoting
I don't even.
his new movie that he has coming out, that came out, Hebrews the Negroes 3. And if you haven't seen the first two, I need you to check that out.
I ain't seen none of them shits. It's bugged out. Everything is bugged out. All right. Long and short of it, she's talking about I guess he wants to go back to Africa, and I guess this nigga believes that true Israel is in the Congo or something like that. You know, like I said, it's just a lot of bugged out bullshit. The Canaanites were in sub-Saharan Africa, not Israel. It's just a lot of bugged out bullshit. So, like I said, um, I'm not going to cover everything in this video. I'm gonna just cover this one particular portion that's coming up right here, and we gonna, like I said, shake the dust off this video, and Lord's will, it gets buried in the nether regions of YouTube. So, with that being said.
So she noticed this, but she's not gonna say anything about it because she's not trying to prove who's an Israelite, who's not. Now let's look at the nasal breath of these skulls that they found in Israel from the Tufian age, the Copper Age, the Bronze Age, the Iron Age. This is all throughout the time of Abraham and the Israelites. Let's look at the nasal breath. Nasal breath is the width of the nose. And Negroes have a wider nasal breath than other races, correct? The nasal breath measurements are always larger in Negroes and Hamites than in Europeans.
Because as you can see, they believe that, so-called white man is Japhet. And if I go all the way back to the beginning, you know what I'm saying? Let me see. I don't want to lose my place. I'm at a minute and an hour and 10 minutes, 18 seconds. That's fine. We can go back. Damn. So what he was saying in this portion is bug that we're bugged out because we say that Esau is the so-called white man, but a white man and a black man can't be brothers or come from the same seed. And that we look stupid amongst, but he's not using the spirit. Everything is, you know, the by DNA and uh, bones and the wideness of somebody's nose. You know, he's not using the spirit, and you know he's putting a limit on what the Most High can do. So let's get back to his little bugged out doctrine.
Israel from the Tufian age, the Copper Age, the Bronze Age, the Iron Age. This is all throughout the time of Abraham and the Israelites. Let's look at the nasal breath. Nasal breath is the width of the nose, and Negroes have a wider nasal breath than other races. Correct? The nasal breath measurements are always larger in Negroes and Hamites than in Europeans. Can anyone debunk this? No, this is reality. Even in the African pygmies, they have wide noses. Even in the Cushites, they can have wide noses too.
And his breakdown of the nations is just wild. But what the fuck does this have to do with being an Israelite? It has nothing to do with being an Israelite. And then you're saying that this supposed Israelite characteristic is the same as Hamites. Well, Exodus 11:7 says, "But against the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man or beast, that ye may know how the Lord Yahweh doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel." All right, we ain't the same. The only thing that is comparable is a skin tone. But when you look at the spirit, okay, when you look at the spirit of a Hamite, the spirit of any other nation is not the same spirit of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You can't believe that the Native Americans and the Hispanics are Israelites if this is your doctrine based off the nose, nigga. This is a 1 John 4:1. It says, "Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirit whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are going out in the world." And yeah, dude, you're definitely a false prophet, but you got to try the spirit. The spirit is what's determining who's an Israelite and who's not. Not the bridge of the fucking nose or the breadth of the fucking nose. This shit is wild. It's crazy.
Reality.
This shit is crazy. I mean, I'll give you an example. Because if you're looking at the nose, and this is the only indicator that you're looking at, or maybe you have other factors, but you're looking at the nose, you're gonna go off. Why? Because we were scattered to the nations. All right, and we intermarried with these nations. Look at this is Blake Griffin's father. Everyone would agree that this is a so-called black man. He's a Negro who is married to a so-called white woman with red hair. And guess what? Their son came out light skinned with red hair. Yeah. So these two people came together and made this guy. Would he have the big nose? Yeah, he does. He looked like he does have that wider nose. But guess what? He got with this woman. So now when he have a son, the son doesn't look like him at all. By the blood, if you want to go by the blood, he's more white than he is black. But guess what? We go off the seed, right? And the seed says that he's an Israelite. One second. This is Numbers chapter 1 and verse 2. It says, "Take ye the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel after their families by the house of their fathers with the number of their names, every male by their poles." So the man carries the seed. All right. So if a so-called black man, a Negro, all right, gets with a so-called white woman and he has a son, it's an Israelite. And then if that same guy gets with another white woman and has a seed, guess what? It's an Israelite. And he's not gonna have the fucking nose that you're trying to point out to say, uh, this is Jake. This is Daniel chapter 9 and verse 7. It says, "O Lord, righteousness belong unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces," right? Confusion of faces, confusion of faces. And look, you can this is his son. They look damn near identical. This is Blake Griffin when he was a kid, right? And this is, I forget the little boy's name. He has hey, and he has a straight up white boy name. Ford Wilson Cameron Griffin, right? Ford Wilson. You look at little Ford Wilson, all right, who is a Jake, mind you. Blake Griffin, one of the most athletic people ever in the NBA. Tell me this ain't a Jake. You tell me that he's not a Jake. But because he don't look like this guy with the big lips and the big nose, oh, he ain't a Jake. You niggas is bugged out. Like I said, Lord's well, this channel gets demonetized. just taken off of YouTube. And is there a report button? Can I report this channel for for Hebrew misinformation? I'm being facetious, but come on. Daniel 9 and 7 says, "O Lord, righteousness belong unto thee, but unto us confusion of faces, as at this day, to the men of Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem." Right? Confusion of faces, man. We're not gonna look like we look, in the time of Daniel, and even in the time of David, even in the time of Yahweh. We've been scattered, so we have other characteristics. But guess what? Our spirit is still the same spirit. All right, let's get that. This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. It says, "The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High." And guess what? We come in all shapes, forms, and sizes. Tall ones, short ones, light ones, dark ones, fat ones, skinny ones. Okay? Mexican and Negro. All right? Puerto Rican and West Indian, Native American, and Chilean, or Honduran, Brazilian, Haitian. We come in all shapes, forms, and sizes. So you can't just look on the outside and try to say that, yeah, because you look like X, Y, and Z, you are nation X, Y, and Z. It don't work like that. All right, this is Matthew 13 and 24. It says, another parable put forth he unto them, saying, the kingdom of the Most High, it's like the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field, right? Which that seed is Israel, or the field is Israel, and the seed are the people, right? But when but while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way, right? So the enemy, which is Esau, the so-called white man, not Japhet. Nowhere in the book, in the scriptures, does it say that Japhet is going to be running things. Nowhere in the scriptures does it say that Japhet is going to be our worst enemy. That Japhet was going to have us in slavery. That Japhet better watch out. That Japhet wasn't going to get uh no promise of mercy. All right, so the so-called white man came in and he slept with our women during slavery. Okay, raped them, put his seed into them, and now you have people that look like this. All right, on both sides. Because why? Because white women love BBC, and we gonna leave it at that. So you have people that look like this who are Israelites, and you have people that look like this who are Edomites. It says, but when the blade was sprung up, verse 26, and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. Right? So you would have people pop up who you wouldn't be able to tell who it is. Are they Israelites? Are they Edomites? So on and so forth. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence have it tares? And he said unto them, an enemy have done this. Right? The enemy came in and put his seed, mingled his seed within our seed. Okay? So we don't know who is who in these times. You have to go off the spirit. You have to try the spirit, whether it is of the Most High, and let the spirit itself declare itself. Verse 27 says, so the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in the field, in thy field? From whence then have it tares? He said unto them, an enemy have done this. The servant said unto him, without then that we go and gather them up? But he said, nay, least while ye gather up the tares, ye root up the wheat with them. So because you can't distinguish between who's an Israelite and who's a tare or who's not an Israelite, let him. Verse 30 says, well, he said, no, don't. You might pull up one, and it's not you. You might basically, he's saying you might separate an Israelite or kill an Israelite or do something to an Israelite that you thought was of another nation. Or you might, uh, leave someone who you thought was of our nation, and and don't do them no harm when you should have. A chocolate covered Edomite, so to speak. Let's see, like she appears to be a black woman, right? But let's look at her parents. This is her father, Robert Ellis Silverstein, which he might be a Jake. There's a good chance. I can't say that she's not a Jake because I don't know this guy's spirit. But we know who Diana Ross is. We know Diana Ross is an Israelite. But this guy, executive or music executive and businessman, maybe he's a Jake, maybe he's not. But guess what? We'll have to find out in that day. Okay? When the angels go to separate the wheat from the tares. Verse 30 says, "Let them both grow together until the harvest, and at the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in the bundles, and burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn." So the angels are going to separate who's an Israelite from who's not an Israelite, right? Who's an Israelite from who's not an Israelite. And I can't even say that she's not an Israelite because I don't know her spirit. She could be an Israelite. She could be an Israelite. Hey, she could be an Israelite. We don't know. We don't. We don't know. It could be a reason why she has an affinity for black men, because deep down in the spirit, she's an Israelite. I know so-called white women who look like that. Who appear to be so-called white women on the outside, but when you get to know them, like, man, this is a Jake. Jake has a very peculiar spirit. And you can tell, you can see sometimes, who's like faking the funk or who just want to be down or who just like BBC. But then there's some women that you can tell, nah, this is a Jake. This is a Jake. Her father look like this guy. But after years of this and then this, you get people who looks like this who keep getting with women who look like this, and then you got people who just look like this. But the spirit within them, that's what counts. This outer shell, this body that we're in, that's all it is. It's just a body. All right. It's a shell where your spirit lives. Body coming from the word abode, where you live. That's where your spirit lives. But everything is based off the spirit and not just a fucking wide nose. So, Lord's what, this is edifying. And with that being said, we give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakar. Give double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and women who follow. Shalom.